Today, we're here to discuss how we should view the current environment and how to look at things in the short term, medium term, and long term. Personally, this is how I see it. In the short term, I'm rather pessimistic. Mr. Ren also mentioned this today, and I completely agree with him. What he said does sound a bit grim. It really sends a chill down your spine. But what does this reflect? It reflects that a large number of entrepreneurs are deeply concerned about the current economic downturn, the market environment, and the overall economic outlook. They strongly agree that the situation is quite severe. However, I believe that deep down, every entrepreneur is still optimistic about the medium and long term. We're all willing to pay the price for reform and opening up, and we're all willing to bear the cost for society to move toward a more rational and just system. None of us want to be like frogs boiled in warm water. We'd rather let the storm hit harder. If we're going to make changes, let's make them thorough. So in this process, I think both crisis and opportunity exist side by side. Today, one of my classmates, who is also a good friend, said to me, "Teacher, you need to be careful with what you say. You have to think about the investors, your friends, your family, and your business surviving, and even the survival of the CCP." I accept that, and I'm very grateful to this good friend of mine. But I also want to tell all our viewers this. Optimists move forward, pessimists are proven right, but only the wise will win in the future. Because today, China is experiencing changes not seen in 100 years, and so is the world. The environment we face is incredibly complex. If we don't think deeply about it, the depth of our thinking will actually determine where we end up in life and in our careers. In the face of such massive changes, it's easy for us to lose ourselves and fall into a state of either giving up or getting caught up in endless competition. So I think from a macro perspective, that's how it is. Secondly, for us entrepreneurs, as I mentioned earlier, what do we really need? We need to stay positive and optimistic. We can't just withdraw completely because how a business takes on social responsibility is important. I believe that taking effective responsibility is the true sign of optimism. So what exactly is social responsibility? When we talk about ESG at its core, it's about creating jobs, right? We need to effectively plan for the needs of 80% of the Chinese population. I also strongly agree with one saying, "Nothing cultivates civilization better than a market economy." Let me say it again. Nothing cultivates civilization better than a market economy. From the days of the horse-drawn carts of Hunan merchants to today, it's really the market economy that has given rise to our current social and civil systems and has also fostered today's market economy. Of course, this is a good definition, but it's also a good question. Can the market economy really cultivate a better civilization in China? That may depend on all of us, on each individual here, on entrepreneurs, and even on every single one of us in small and medium-sized businesses, to work together for mutual success, co-creation, and joint development. So we cannot withdraw from this. It's truly very difficult, extremely difficult. Each of us is suffering, and the pressure is immense throughout this process. But we can't give up on ourselves. We must not give up on ourselves. As I mentioned earlier, the night has given us dark eyes, but we must use them to seek out the light. Even if we have to travel through the night, we should strive to be the ones who light the way forward. Only then will our lives have greater meaning and value. Having come this far, I personally feel that how entrepreneurs remain optimistic, and effectively responsible has already become a kind of guidance. First, all that has passed will eventually fade away. As I said before, just like being weighed down by heavy clothes, eternity can feel like an endless night. If we give up on ourselves, if we're not optimistic, if we don't bravely move forward, if we don't light that lamp in the darkness, then how can we expect society as a whole to make progress together? How can we make the pie bigger and lead everyone to share it together? If there's no pie left, right? So I think no matter what kind of social environment we're in, every entrepreneur, every individual, every small and micro business owner faces this kind of challenge and also bears this kind of responsibility to be optimistic and to take effective responsibility. Being effectively responsible is extremely important. In a moment, when I talk about what makes it effective, you'll see just how important this is.